Now, you become very powerful when you discover that you are your own worst enemy. You're your own biggest enemy. And the person that has been holding you back your entire life was always yourself. It has always been yourself. Now, people have both light and dark within them. We all have a dark side, a shadow side. We have demons, and we have a higher self, your soul self, your soul projection, your angelic being, your light and your dark. We all have that within ourselves. And if we look at the Hermetic principle of polarity, which is a fundamental law of the universe, is the principle of polarity. It's that, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the mind. And Carl Jung has a great quote that explains it even better. It's that a tree cannot reach heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Carl Jung, right? And every person deals with that. We all have our shadow and we all have our light. And your darkness, your own shadow, is the one holding you back. And the more powerful your shadow is, the more powerful your light is. The people with the most amount of light have the biggest, strongest demons. That's why the kindest people, the people that are truly loving of everyone, they have the strongest dark side. So people often mistake kind people for being weak, but in reality, these people are so kind because they understand the danger of which they're capable of. They know themselves. They know their own dark side, right? And they understand the danger which they can inflict upon the world if they unleash that dark side. Right. So look, it's your own shadow that has been holding you back. Your self-limiting beliefs, you doubting yourself, the bad vices. It is that shadow pulling you from the light because your own shadow fears your own light. If you truly broke free from the darkness, and you never will, that's the thing, you live with that dark side until you die. You cannot suppress it, but you can consciously choose light. You can choose light every single day. You always have that option, right? And you can try to move further and further away from the darkness. So the darkness does not lead you, does not have as much control over you as your light. And your own shadow fears you because it understands that if you truly broke free and you were truly able to pursue your inner light, your shadow would never have power over you again. Your shadow would never have power over you again. And that is not what your shadow wants. Your shadow wants to be part of you. It's like Venom, Venom, who has that Venom, like the movie. Yeah, I don't need to explain that further. It's that inner demon. It does not want to let you go. Of course it doesn't, because without you, it is powerless. Let me. That's better. Damn. Without you, it's powerless. So your own shadow is gonna do everything it can for you to feel as if you need it. You know how with addictions, with vices, let's use drugs as an example. They're gonna convince you that you need them, that you are worthless without them. You're not as creative without them. You're not as productive. You're not as good. You're not as happy. But that's that demon holding you back, because that demon, that drug, understands that if you are able to break free, it loses all its power over you. So the reason why people are held back, are stuck, don't believe in themselves, aren't able to be productive and work hard and have healthy habits and love themselves and love the world and heal themselves and heal the world and really be a force for good in the world, is because their inner shadow is still gripping onto them and they're not letting it go. Because once you let it go, you realize your inner power. You realize how truly powerful you are. Because what I've like some concepts which I've thought about and communicated to other people for a very long time is that you are a genius, right? I say that all the time. I say everyone's a genius, right? Because look, I have a unique fingerprint. No one's ever gonna have the same fingerprint as me. No one is ever gonna think the exact way in which I think, ever. No one's ever gonna be able to create the exact thing that I'm creating, right? Meaning that I am a genius because I am an entirely unique being, and so are you, and so is everybody else on this planet, because we are all unique. We are all living, breathing works of art. That makes you a genius. And when I communicated that to some people who are like who limit themselves greatly, who limit the beauty which they allow themselves to see in the world, they're like, what, me? No, I'm not a genius. Are you gonna become a genius by believing that you're not a genius? Or are gonna come closer towards actually being a genius, believing that you are? You need to, and even if you don't fully believe it, delusion can make you so successful. That's the thing. Being delusional and like believing in certain like fairy tale like concepts, it completely makes your reality magical. It really transforms your reality. You are able to alchemize and mold this existence to your will. If you are, if you allow yourself to be brave enough with a little spice of delusion and belief, right? That can turn over mountains. I'm not even joking. And also what I've also told people is like, there's no limitations. Like you can achieve anything. I've said that to like my friends in the past, or just like, I don't know, like coworkers, whatever, people. And I've said like, you can do anything. You can achieve anything. You can become anything. You want to be a ballerina, you can do it. You want to become a millionaire, you can do it. Um, you want to go in the ocean, swim with sharks, and fall in love with a shark and have a romance with a shark. You can do it. I'm not even joking. Like, you can do it. That's not my thing personally. But if that's your thing, I'm not judging you for it. And if that's something you want, I wish you the best of luck in pursuing that. But what I'm saying is that if this is what you want, you can do it, you know? And it's literally, how much freedom are you gonna allow yourself to have? Or how much are you gonna limit yourself? And your own shadow is gonna do its very best to limit you, to pull you back into addiction, into drugs, into bad relationships, bad friendships, unhealthy habits, self doubt, self pity, self hatred, all types of negative shit. And the only reason why your shadow does that is because it understands your power. It understands the power of the light. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, cool. So if you wanna rise to the top, achieve anything you've ever wanted, just live an overall healthier, happier existence for yourself and for others, try to limit the power which your shadow has over you. Everyone does that. Everyone does it anyway, right? If we all allowed our shadow to go wild, this world would not exist, because everyone has an inner dark side. Everyone. Even if you believe that you don't, I promise you, you do. Everyone has an inner dark side. Everyone. But everyone also has that spark of light within them. We all have that duality, that yin and yang, the dark and the light, the angels, the demons, good, bad. You see? So, right. Just, that's the thing. Your shadow will always hold you back. But what you can try to do, like the very best you can do, is just limit the access you give it. And that's done through following the light, through actually not limiting yourself, not holding yourself back, allowing yourself to believe that you can do anything, that you are a genius, you can achieve anything. There's nothing stopping you. You don't have any enemies. That's the thing. The world wants you to convince that the enemy is outside yourself. Oh, it's this race. It's this political party. It's this government. Oh, it's the police system. It's the taxes. It's this group. This is the bad guy, right? Society is built for you to point your finger and be like, this is the bad guy. But it's much easier to point at someone and be like, this is the bad guy. This is who is causing my trouble. This is who inflicts suffering upon me. But no one wants you to realize that it is you. It has always been you. It is you. You need to look within. You always need to go back and look within. Truly, you are your own biggest enemy. So if there's anyone you need to be pointing a finger at and, blaming everything on, it's you. Because pointing your finger at somebody else, unless, sometimes it is justifiable, right? I speak in very vague terms because I'm trying to explain like philosophical concepts or whatever, but you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, if you're still watching this video, you are conscious enough to understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Maybe you don't like agree with me, but you understand, and that's the important part. Yeah, so your own shadow fears you. That's why it's holding you back. You are so powerful. That's also what I've been saying. You are so powerful, just as you are. Just as you are. You are so powerful. So don't ignore that. Let your light shine and be a force of good and joy and happiness in the world. Thank you for being here. Yeah, see you.